what does senior care really mean here? Are we talking about prescription costs? Are we talking about assisted living? What is the exact definition here?
Well, actually, what we're talking about today is in-home care for seniors. So specifically, if they require services to remain independent and in their home, sometimes this can include services that are hands-on care, so personal assistance services. So if we look at companion care versus personal assistance services, companion care just is not covered by any kind of insurances. Looking at personal assistance services, most of the time, an extended period of time of care to help you remain in your home is not covered. So really the only guaranteed way is if you are private paying or self-paying cash. So there, you can't depend on your health insurance or government programs to definitely help you stay home.
Deb, if you can, give us an idea of the price range here, because there are some that are subsidized, some elder care facilities that are subsidized by the government. People end up paying substantially less. However, there are questions about the quality of care in specific locations. And then you go on the higher end, and really sky's the limit, I would imagine, especially when you're talking about the care of a human being, the care of a loved one.
Right. And it does depend on what types of services that you're receiving. And it also depends on the geographic area that you're living in. So if we're talking about home care, it can be from about $30 per hour to about $35 per hour, depending on if you need companion care or if it is the personal assistance services. Also, now, ever since COVID, there have been a lot of requirements with some home care companies, most home care companies, that you have a minimum number of hours per week and a minimum number of shifts and length of shifts per week. So I know with Happier at Home, we do accept some shorter shifts because that's just something that's necessary for people. And so we like to at least help people out and allow them to be able to stay home, to have a little bit shorter shifts so it's not as expensive. I know you hear things on TV about Medicaid paying for a loved one to come in your home and take care of them. That's not always a guarantee. There's a lot of requirements to be able to be eligible to be paid by Medicaid. And certainly that's something that is a lengthy, complex process. So it could be an option for some, for those that can't afford the care, but also it has certain requirements for what you actually need as hands-on care. They look at also your financials. And so there are a couple different programs through Medicaid that you may be able to be eligible for. Long-term care insurance is something that we do see our clients being able to pay for care with. But if you don't purchase a long-term care policy, or sometimes some sources of long-term care policies your job as well as a benefit. But again, that's something that is really great to help you pay for in-home care and also care in possibly assisted living and nursing homes. But you have to plan in advance for something like that.
Is there a definitive situation? Is there something that happens within the family? When do you have the conversation? How do you have the conversation that someone might need to either come into the home, 5 days a week, or maybe it's time we start to look at alternate options of moving mom or dad out into assisted living? And you've mentioned this before, having that conversation years ago is always best. Have it set up early, have those arrangements made. But you're in a pickle, you're in a situation where we have to have the conversation now. How do you do that?
Well, certainly depending on your trusted advisors. So if you have a financial planner, an elder law attorney, getting them involved in the conversation. Of course, as we said, always early on is best. But if they are in a crisis situation, then making sure you contact your financial advisor, because they may have some other suggestions, and they should have contacts and developed relationships with companies like Happier at Home, where they could refer you to someone that they have already vetted and that they trust as well. But if you are in a crisis situation and you need to get home care right away, making sure that you contact someone like myself who does the care management, so we can come in, take a look at your entire situation, see if there are different sources of payment, like Veterans Aid and Attendance Benefit. A lot of people don't know about that. And we could talk to you about those different sources of payment, see what is best for you. Some people think that they can stay home and they really should be moving to a different level of care. But some people think they're ready to move into an assisted living. And if there's a better source or resource to be able to help you stay home, we can do that as well.
Deb Marcello, thanks for being here today from Happier at Home. What is the social media and the website for people?
If you go to happieratHome.com, then you'll be able to reach out to us and we can help you out.
Perfect, Deb. Thank you so much. Hey, stick around. Local headlines are coming up now.